Welcome to Brown Overboard. I'm your host, Josh Bam Bam Brown, and I'm here with my little brother,
Gabe Brown.
All right, guys. Tonight, I have a set of questions for Gaby.
Ooh,
These are the same questions that I asked Noah when I had him on the pod by himself. I just have a little arrangement of questions, and I thought I would throw them out at you
All right, cool.
and get you to answer them if you're game.
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds like a game show.
All righty. Everybody loses.
Everybody, that would be a good name for a game show.
That'll be the name of my game show if I ever start one. Everybody's a loser. Alrighty, so I guess we can jump right into it whenever you're ready.
Yeah, ready to go.
Okay, well, I will offer you the same option that I did offer Noah, so we can either go top to bottom, I just give you the questions, or if you would like, we can go Jeopardy style and you can pick a subject, because I broke them into categories. So if you wanted to pick a category and jump into it that way, I can read the categories off to you, you pick one, and then we go through the questions for that category, or I can just go top to bottom.
I choose dealer's choice for 200, please.
In that case, survey says we will be starting
Survey says
family and legacy.
Ooh, family and legacy. I like that.
Alrighty.
All right, let's do it.
So the first question is, what's one thing that Dad taught you that stuck the most? Or, rephrase, what is something that Dad taught you that you use like on a daily basis, or something that really stuck with you, or something that you think of as being something that was very Dad that he taught you?
Right.
Dad taught us so many things.
Right.
So much stuff.
All right, well, yeah. I would say, what one thing can you name about the person who taught you everything? You know, there are so many things.
Well said.
I would say the most important thing, something that I use, I'll say this. The thing that I use probably the most in my life is to always try to bring the mood up. Make people happy. You know what I mean? Like, it's so easy. Like, it doesn't take much to, like, make the world a better place through a better attitude, you know? So I don't always do it, but it's something very important that Dad taught me. Because Dad was very much that guy. You know?
Oh, no.
Very much that guy.
That was a guy.
And that's what I emulate, or try to.
Well, and actually he does always bring that, because I actually remember we have literally been knee deep in water that was coming onto the boat. The boat's going down. We're knee deep in ocean water trying to do what we could do and then get off the boat. And he turns to me with a joke and goes, "Is it getting salty in here, or is it just me?" And said it in like one of those English accents. And yes, it did make me laugh at the time.
Yeah, oh my God.
And I was like, maybe we should get off the sinking boat, Gaby.
Well, I think that's, it's a good trait to have. And maybe it's just my own coping mechanism too. Like, for situations, it's like,
you bring the mood up.
Yeah. Well, what are we gonna do? Cry about it?
Now, curious though, is that something that Dad like directly imparted to you, or something that you picked up because of being around the way Dad was?
The latter. The latter, definitely. There wasn't something he sat down and was like, "Now, when you're in a room full of people and they're kind of down, try to make a jack donkey of yourself and make everybody laugh. It makes people feel good, and the world will be a better place if you make jokes." No, it was none of that. It was just through watching Dad. But I mean, a lot of the things he taught us were through example anyway.
That is true. So it was really just watching how Dad moved through the world.
Yeah.
And that taught you, that's probably how I want to be.
Yeah, totally.
All right. I think we all did that, but we may have all taken different aspects of who Dad was.
I think we got different lessons.
To embody.
I agree with that.
Okay.
All right. How'd I do? Tell me what I won, Bob.
You got the possibility to answer another question.
Stress.
Alrighty, so we're still on family and legacy, guys. And the next question is, what's something that you do now that you swore you would never do as a kid?
Oh. Swore I'd never do as a kid. Podcasts. No, I can't. I didn't know what podcasts were as kids.
We still barely do.
This is true. I don't think there's anything. I don't think so. I think I'm exactly who I knew I was gonna be. Like
There's nothing like that you do
nothing.
that you're like, well, I'd never
No,
thought I'd
well,
do that.
no. Well, I started to go to like food, and it's like something I was like, well, I'd never eat that, but I never said that. Like, you know what?
That doesn't sound like you.
I don't really think there's anything because I had a pretty good handle on things when I was a kid,
Right.
you know, so I kind of knew where I wanted to go as a person, and so now I think I've grown up into that person pretty well so far. There's hope for the future, you know, but I had it together as a kid, and I kind of emulate that now, and so I don't know. I think it's a good thing.
No, I'd say that's
I think
definitely
it's a
a good
good
thing.
thing. Because I never, as a kid, was like, I'll never, kick a kitten, and now I kick kittens. So, like, I knew I'd never want to kick a kitten, and I still don't want to kick a kitten. So, like, I don't know. I'm who I used to be, and I think that's okay.
Alrighty, so there's nothing that you do now that you said you'd never do when you were a kid?
Mm-mm.
All right, fair answer. Okay, so the next question is, what's your favorite memory of all of us growing up?
What's my favorite
Allow,
memory of us
hold on,
growing up?
hold on,
Dude.
hold on. Now I know and I realize it is an impossible thing to say because the correct answer and the answer we're all gonna say is all of them.
Right.
We're all gonna say that because how do you
Right.
pick one?
Right.
It's all of them.
So maybe a good way is just pick
So
a moment that stands out.
what is one of your favorite memories? What is something that you cherish that you hold on to that you're like, ah, shucks, I really enjoyed that. That was a great day. Or a
Christmas.
time period. Or
Christmas.
there you go.
Yeah.
Because we did always have
Yeah.
great Christmas.
Great Christmases. Christmases.
I know.
And then just random days that I remember, that stand out as being really fun. But mostly Christmases.
Well, bringing up Christmas, I know that like doing the audiobook for One Wave at a Time and
Yeah.
going such a deep dive
Yeah.
into it. It was a very big thing with Dad, which we always knew, and he said a lot about getting to give us a Norman Rockwell Christmas.
Right.
But then to us, they were all Norman Rockwell Christmases.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Totally. It's weird how it's harder to see when you're the guy doing it.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, all of our Christmases were amazing.
Good
How
answer.
did the one? Oh, thank you. How did the One Wave at a Time? Like, how did it feel reading One Wave at a Time, like out loud, recorded for like people to listen to?
There was a lot of emotion. There was a little bit. There was a little bit of emotion.
Yeah, I don't think
will
I could
definitely
do it.
Say that because it was layered because I hadn't read the book in a while, and doing such a deep dive on the book, and I take those things kind of seriously. So I didn't just sit. I'm a thespian. I'm an actor and a voice actor, and I didn't just sit down to just read the book aloud into a microphone. My goal was because Dad really wanted to do the book.
Yeah.
He wanted to be the one that did the book.
Yeah.
He never got to.
Yeah.
For a lot of reasons, but he didn't get to do it. So I wanted to do it justice. So I put a lot into it. Like I sat down and as much as I already know how Dad sounds and his cadence and things like that and everything, I actually sat down and as hard as it was to do, would listen to like him talking and stuff from clips of the show and recordings I have and things like that. A few of the stories that he recorded that I have of the children's stories.
Yeah, not.
Which is hard to hear his voice. That's the hard ones. Like pictures are one thing, but yeah. So
I know, dude.
I tried to.
I know.
I tried to sound like Dad because like we have a different twang to the way that we talk. A little bit different of an accent. I have a little more gravel than Dad had. He had a smoother, cool voice.
I have a little bit more like a spray bottle.
So I tried to bring as much of the smooth, cool Dad as I could to it, and try and be Dad on the thing, and then get in the mindset because it was Dad's story and it's told from the first person and it's experience.
Oh wow, that's true.
Really, at the risk of sounding like Daniel Day-Lewis, really getting
Gangs of New York
into being Dad for the audiobook was intense actually, and possibly very therapeutic.
Wow.
I was communing with that.
Well, another thing you've always about being like a thespian and stuff that I think is why you did it good is because you've always been able to deliver a line like that. Like when you do like the Shakespeare, like it hits, like the William Butler Yates, right? Yeah. Like all those, they're really good. Like you have a good presentation. You also have a good voice, you know? Even just your raw voice
Thank you.
it's good. It's listen toable. Um, you know.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's the only one I have, so. Well, actually, it's not.
It's not the only one I've got. I've got several.
I can actually do a few, so.
I can do a couple myself. You know, I was going to be a comedian, but everybody laughed at me.
Right, and you flipped the host thing around on me there because all of a sudden you're asking me questions, and I'm the one like, well, this is how I embodied the role, and
I'm sorry, man.
no, it's a good thing. That's the podcast
okay.
they're going back and forth and stuff.
Yeah, I think one of the reasons.
That's cool. That's awesome.
I think one of the reasons I'm like interested in people is so I don't have to talk about myself.
Well, no, it's a general curiosity and a genuine curiosity that helps with things like this.
Right. Yeah, okay. I can see that.
Because a big thing for me is the genuine curiosity of like asking these questions and hearing y'all guys' answers and hearing your perspectives and you telling stories that I've heard before that I've never heard before, or rehearing things from the perspective you have now on them and things like that. So it's just a curiosity and all of that.
So for me too, it's like I kind of forget, you know what I mean? Like it's easy for me, like I guess you're a good host because it's easy for me to forget that like we're doing a thing. Like I know to like, whoops, sorry, knock things over.
To not hit the mic.
Right. Well, like I know not to like not hit the mic and stuff, but you make it easy. Like it's like we're just talking at the table. So
nice.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
That's why I'm easy.
We're moving right along.
Is it like Sunday morning? Yeah.
How do you explain our childhood to your kids?
I know it sounds funny, but I just can't stop the song.
He sings it to them.
I tell them our life in magical fable bedtime stories.
That's cool.
It's cool to be able to do that, to have a life that doesn't sound like boring to your kids, because it's not like, I mean, now if I tell them that story, it's like it's a little bit more on the droll side, you know. But telling them stories, for instance, Wolfie's favorite story, which is my 5-year-old, her favorite story is
Sophie, right?
Yes, Sophie. I call her Wolfie. The older kids, when she was a baby, couldn't pronounce her name, Sophie, and they said Wolfia, and so that got shortened to Wolfie, and then like now I call her Wolf, or Wolfie. But yeah, so my 5-year-old, she loves hearing the moose story. But when we were kids, dude, when the moose almost killed us when we were kids.
Me the story.
She loves telling the story too. Yeah,
if
it's the cutest thing.
Little Sophie is like a little Jane Austen with the way that she talks, because she is super intelligent and the way she pronounces her words and things. It's very impressive.
She's very
really sharp.
Yeah,
and she pronounces her words way better than we do.
She's sharp as a whip. But she loves the moose story. So I'll tell them like about our life in like bedtime stories.
That's adorable.
Like when I say, well, for instance, like when I tell the moose story, I tell it like in a magical land called Alaska. You know, where the trees are as tall as the sky, and the sky is a sapphire blue, and there lived a family, and I let her know that it's me. I'm like, my family when I was a kid, and I'll be like, and I was there, and then I'll start naming off you guys, and then I'll be like, and Dad was there, and she's like, that's your daddy, because I've told him a lot about Dad, and I try to keep him like, he's the hero of the story. In the moose story, like Bronner's kind of mostly the hero, but I still like give everybody justice.
Right.
It's a little embellished. But it was also from the eyes of a child. So like I was pretty young. I was like probably about Wolf's Edge, like 5 or 6 or something. 6, maybe a little younger. Yeah. So I guess I romanticize it. In short, I romanticize our life to my kids.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It's easy to do. You make it easy. No, I won't go back there.
And I forget if I have this question later on the list, but have your kids seen the show?
I don't know. I haven't shown it to
Have
them.
you shown them
I
the show?
haven't shown it to them. Actually, kids were in school and they came home from school one day and they're like, "Daddy,"
You're older too?
you're older too. They're like, "Daddy, you were on TV," and I'm like, "Yeah, yeah," like you're famous. And then the
That's adorable.
second oldest was like, I'm like, no, guys, like, don't get starstruck. This is no. Yeah, it's like they thought it was cool. And they knew before that like my, part of daddy's job is, TV, but they didn't know, I think, until they got around like other kids who like.
So other kids that knew you were
Right,
right,
yeah,
and
or
knew
like,
about the show.
yeah, I like
And whose parents
that's
watched the show.
that's your dad, yeah,
Right.
and we're a little like, whoa,
Right.
because it probably is shocking. Like, what are you doing here?
Right. Are you
at our school?
Are they going to watch the show? Are you gonna let them watch the show? Are you gonna show them the show at any point in time?
Yeah,
Noah has like a when they turn 18.
no, when they turn it, hey, it's not that kind of show. Yeah, and I've meant to do it sooner. It's just kind of hard for me to watch the show now.
I can see that.
Like
Just turn it on for them and leave the room.
Right. When I want them to, I mean, if nothing else, I think that's going to be a great way for them to understand our life before and to get to know Dad. And
Well, it's a massive positive of us having done the show.
It
that
is.
They get to
It
experience it that way when they do watch
and
it.
I think that's the thing is I know that day will come, and maybe I should do it while they're younger. But I really haven't had access to it. Like, it's not the kind of thing where it's like I'm not doing. Like, I would have to actively set out to watch the show. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I'd have to get one of the streaming services and do it.
Right.
I mean, I do have some of the streaming services though.
We're on all of them.
We're on most of them, aren't
I
we?
think we're on all of them.
I'm
not sure if because instead of trying to find the ones we're on the other day when I was looking up, I started trying to find one we weren't on.
I turned on one and it was cool. There was in like the loading scene for it. There was like a picture of Dad. There was like it was like a collage
nice.
of all these shows that's on it, and there's like a picture of Dad on there. It's like wow,
Cool.
yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
When they first put us on Hulu, I know that it was like when you scroll down because it was
Yeah.
a list of like new shows. It was the picture of us and it was John Wick underneath it. So.
John Wick.
So we
First time I saw us on TV, it was like
Keanu Reeves adjacent.
right. First time I saw it was like Friends, News,
Right.
and then it was
Right. So David Schwimmer adjacent. All right. Moving on.
moving on.
So, last question of family and legacy. When did you first realize that Dad wasn't really like other dads? That Dad was, none of us are typical individuals, and nobody that lives in the bush is. But you know what I mean. Like when did you realize Dad was Dad?
When I saw the comparison,
Right.
when I saw someone else that was as well a dad, I mean any other adult. Like the first time I saw another adult, it's like okay, yeah, they don't have that, and nobody ever has.
Right. And you've
Nobody
never
has
seen one that
nobody ever had. Right. So it's kind of like I mean I always knew he was great. I always knew he was the best. Like he's everything. Like he's my world. Like he's the greatest role model, best at everything. And then just my entire life, nothing ever disproved that.
Right.
He was always like apex guy. So I don't know. That's just always.
Right.
Just always. It was always because I always knew he was awesome, and then he always was awesome. So it's never really a realizing moment to just.
Just kind of always was.
Always was. From my first memory. Like, my first memory is, like, looking up at him. He was, like, holding me in his sweatshirt. And I'm, like, looking up over this sweatshirt, out of this sweatshirt. And I see his, like, smiling dad face, with the twinkle and like, thinking over to him. He's looking at his little baby in his shirt, And it's just, like, that's, like, my first memory is, like, the shirt like opens and it's like Dad's like big sound. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna curse and cry. So yeah, maybe let's change the subject.
Do you need a moment? Do you need a tissue?
I need a lifetime full of moments. There's nothing that makes it better. There's nothing that takes it away. It's a daily reminder every day that things will never be the same. And yeah, I'm gonna cry about it if I keep talking about it. That's the only reason I'm smiling.
Okay.
What are you gonna do?
Keep going.
Let's
So
keep
we're gonna keep going.
All right.
That was the last question of family and life.
He's like, all right, we're not gonna ask any more of those.
So we are moving on to life on the show.
Oh.
That's our next category.
Bomb. All right, hit me.
What was the weirdest thing about filming?
The weirdest thing about... Well, when something's so weird, how do you name the one weirdest thing? No, just kidding. The weirdest. I think just how many people there were. How many people were, like, around our campfires. And, like, how many people were, like, in the woods. Because my whole life growing up, if you went out into the woods right now, there's not a lot of people out there. You know what I mean? Like, you see, like, the people you're immediately with, but then there aren't, like, a lot of, like, other people. And it's like when the film crew was there and the show was going on, like, so many people. And that's just the filming. That's just the weird stuff filming. Oopsie. So, yeah, I would say just how many people were around was weird. Probably the weirdest thing.
So you say that was the weirdest thing about filming?
I think so. Yeah. Well, because like that, you could say about like filming, because you could even say like people have asked me, like it's one of the main things I get asked when people like recognize me from having been on the show is, well, it must be weird me, knowing you and, having seen so much of your life and you don't know who I am. And to me, that's not that weird. Like people would think it would be weird, but it's actually not that weird because like, I don't know if it's the same everywhere, but definitely where we grew up, you hear about people before you meet them. Like
Right.
you know what I mean? And unless yeah, sometimes you like randomly run into people. But most of the time you like know of people. Like people knew us before as the big family that lives way out there with all the dogs and the kids, and so.
Right.
We were being recognized like before we were being recognized. You know what I mean?
True,
So it's
true.
nothing really changed. The only weirdest thing that I would say is like the woods when we were growing up were just devoid of other things.
Right.
I mean, the only other life forms in there, either wanted to eat you or you wanted to eat them. So
That once we were in our domain,
yeah,
nobody else was there.
right.
And they're doing the show. There were a lot of other
There's a
people
lot
there.
of people around. Yeah.
All right. Next question.
I also sometimes like when they would ask you to like change where you're standing.
Oh,
That was kind of weird.
Left,
Yeah, because
turn
we'd
this
be
way a little more.
right, because we'd be sitting here doing this, and then all of a sudden someone would be like, say in the distance, "Could you turn a little more?" And so it's like,
Right.
yeah. I mean,
Angle
sometimes
this way.
right. Sometimes they're like, "Could you stand over there and
Well, because
talk about this?" And it's like,
someone and
right,
yeah.
right. They're like, "Oh, what was the word?"
Can't have your back to
what
the
was
camera
it?
the whole
What was
time.
it? Chevron or something? Yeah, where you
Right.
don't want to be like blocking like
Right.
each other. Yeah. So I mean that stuff that was weird too. Not weirder than there being a massive amount of people in our camp.
Right. Right. All right. So next question. What did people never get to see that you wish they had?
Oh. A lot of the nighttime stuff, I guess. And at the time, I didn't really think that that would be something I would want them to see because it was kind of like, all right, day's done. Y'all watched us all day.
Right.
You can go home. Like we're gonna do our thing. And then some days they watched like our nighttime stuff. But I can think of a lot of times that it was like just us sitting around, and some of the like jokes we told or like things that would happen. Like I know it would have been cool because I know now, like when I rewatch it with the kids, speaking of, like it would have been cool to have more of that, and I think
Right.
people would have thought it would have been cool, and I now would definitely think it would have been cool. So I would say more nighttime stuff.
All right.
What about you?
So like the whole movie thing of you never film enough.
And that's
No
it.
matter how much you think you're filming, you
Right.
never film enough.
Right.
Right. Makes sense. Makes sense. For me, it would have probably been when Dad would sit around the campfire and read us the bits of story that he had written that day.
Yeah.
Because that never really that
That
make it
didn't-
on, and that was
that's
such a
true.
big deal that like Dad would, we would gather around the campfire, and Dad would take out the pages that he wrote that day.
Oh, yeah.
He'd read a little bit of where he left off in the story, and then he'd read us what he had written for it that day. And then when the pages would end, it was always the thing of that's it.
Yeah.
Nothing there.
Yeah.
To be continued. So I wish that made it on.
Well,
I wish people got to see that part.
yeah, because there's not. I don't think there's any of that on there.
No.
I don't think there's a single thing that was such a big part of our life.
Yeah.
Not just our childhood,
And,
like our
and
life.
how cool would that be to have, and for your kids to be
Wow.
able to see?
Yeah. That's
That's
true.
something that only exists for us,
Yeah.
which makes it really special. But other people getting to be part of it doesn't make it less special.
Well,
And
that
it would
was
have been
always-
cool for that to have been something
Yeah.
that other people and like your kids could have gotten to have
Yeah.
experienced, because that was like such a big deal and, it
And
was
very
such a cool
magical.
thing. Yeah. So for me, that's my answer.
I like it. Well, it kind of fits in with my answer too.
Mm-hmm.
Like the nighttime stuff. You know what I mean? Like the more personal,
Sure.
like
Yeah, the more
nighttime
personal
art
moments.
stuff. Yeah.
The stuff that was just us.
Yeah.
You wish
Which
we
at the
could
time it was.
When it was just us in our special moments, I really wish we were surrounded by strangers with cameras. Was there a moment on camera that was way harder than it looked? A lot of the
Yeah, all of it.
all of it. Great answer.
Oh, definitely. all
Noah
of
couldn't
it.
answer a single question because he's never seen the show.
Oh no! Oh, he's probably not gonna see this either. Never mind.
He'll never watch it. Well, he's not on it, so I don't know if that would count.
He does. He
Does he
still
just
won't.
not watch?
He doesn't watch.
So he won't watch it even if it's just
I
us?
don't even think he watches like camcorder footage.
Okay.
His like if his image is on it, he's like,
Right. But if it's just us, he's not going to. Although that's
I don't
why
know.
I asked him, what if
I don't
the
know.
show was edited where
he doesn't
was
even
not?
watch his social media stuff.
Right.
He said sometimes he has to edit some of it, like, but he like doesn't like it. He doesn't do it. He doesn't want to see anything to do with it.
Damn.
Oh, because he's never been like obsessed with mirrors and stuff either.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But he's gone way. It's less than just not being obsessed.
like a
with seeing
religion.
yourself. It's like way the other direction. It's actively, massively avoiding ever seeing.
Well,
yourself.
how many mirrors? Look around. Like, how many mirrors? Do you see?
That's true.
Go to my house. How many mirrors do you see?
Well, you constantly gotta fix your hair. So
You gotta fix my hair.
So your answer would
I'm
be
just kidding.
everything.
I don't care. I could mess my hair up right now and it would not bother.
Sure. So your answer would be everything. That just everything was harder in reality than it looked on the show.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely. Interviews. Cause I hate this. No, I'm just kidding. I think I told you about that on the podcast, didn't I? The roll of tape.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So interviews were kind of hard for me. But
That actually is probably my answer.
yeah.
Would be the interviews.
Well, and then sometimes
I
they
also did say about what, like when I was doing with Noah, I said about hauling boards and stuff because you'd haul like you'd haul it for hours,
that's
and then it get
true.
cut down to 30 seconds, and people don't realize that
Dude,
you
we
really
haul
spent
boards,
all day
yeah.
doing that.
all day, and then like you'll see it in the thing, and it's like there's one of us hauling one board at one frame
Right.
in the thing, and it's like, wow, okay.
That's how much made it in. Of
Yeah.
course, like I always say, it'd be boring to watch a guy haul boards all day,
Right.
but it doesn't get the point across of how difficult what you did all day was.
Well, they did some time lapse and stuff too.
That's true. That's true. But I do like the interview answer though, because that is probably my other answer. Because interviewing is, I mean, anyone that's done it knows it is harder than it looks.
Yeah.
To do interviews,
Yeah.
it does take it out of you. I mean,
I'm pushed right now.
Our first interviews that we did, also, we all were like, like taking a wild raccoon and sticking it in a chair and shining bright lights in its eyes, trying to get it to answer questions. It was pretty much the vibe. You go watch back and watch like the first.
Felt like an interrogation. It's just like,
And
how much do you love your family? It's like,
Answer the
a
question!
lot.
with more than one word, which was my problem.
What really got me when they'd like want you to say something that you had said again.
Right.
They're like, Okay, because they would let me go on for a little bit talking, and they're like, oh, like we missed like part of that, or like there was a weird noise, or like a cat landed on the roof, or whatever. And they're like, oh, could you say that again?
Right.
I'm like, say what?
Right.
They're like, just all that bit, and I'm like, I have no idea what I just said. Are you kidding?
And for me, it was the one word answer thing, because they'd be like, okay, how hard was this? And then they'd say the thing, I'd be like, very. And they're like, could you elaborate? It was very hard to do that thing that we did. So talking a little more and elaborating on what you're talking
Here's
about.
Fifth Element. Try to have a little more than a one-word vocabulary. He's just like, green. Super green.
Thrilled.
By the way, this is my BAM voice. So, Gabe, how does it feel to do all that stuff?
Alrighty, and we're moving on. I lost my place. Give me 1 second. Here we go. What's a behind-the-scenes story that still cracks you up? Dude. There he goes. Bringing levity everywhere he goes. Lightening up the room.
Slash being annoying. Some people call it. But Gabe, stop. The times I've heard that. What was the question? Sorry.
What's a behind-the-scenes story
okay.
that still cracks you up?
Behind-the-scenes story that still cracks me up. I mean, honestly, like the giggling. Giggle fest. I don't know if they ever made it on the show.
Oh, when people just couldn't stop
laughing and giggling, just giggling.
Like when Dad was trying to say something or tell us what we were going to be doing that day, and people just couldn't keep it together.
Everybody's just giggling and laughing uncontrollably, and then everybody just like get it under control and be like, all right, come on, and then you'd be saying something, everybody just start giggling. I wonder if that ever made it on. Probably not.
I don't know. From what I've seen, no. I would hope that
Well, because a lot of it's like the crew and the stuff laughing too. So.
Right. Well, I mean, they could probably make a whole episode just out of the different times that happened.
They do it, yeah.
You probably edit together.
There were some great behind it. Like, there were some great, yeah. And, it's like when we were filming the show and everything, it's like, I was like, well, this should be the show, is like filming all of it. You know what I mean? Because the interaction between, like, everything that went on, like, I think it made for pretty interesting stuff.
Well, this might show a bit of my personality, but for me, something that still cracks me up is I have almost a Benny Hill thing that plays in my head of all the camera people every time they like fell over or tripped on a log or went backwards off of a thing or went or ran screaming because they saw a bear. It was like a reel in my head that really makes me chuckle.
I was seeing it as you saying it. Yeah,
with the music, right?
Yeah.
There could definitely be an episode of that. Alrighty.
It's too good.
Oh, hilarious. Definitely still cracks me up.
Yes.
Alright, how did being on TV change how you see the family?
I don't think it did. I don't think it did.
Right. Me either.
It just,
Me either.
It didn't.
It's except myself, maybe.
Really? You?
But not in a no, I want to avoid seeing myself kind of way. It's just that nothing can make you self-reflect more than losing your temper and knowing it's in front of millions of people and will be played potentially forever, over and over. It'll make you self-reflect, and you will go, maybe I could have handled that better.
Take this to heart. If you'd have never lost your temper a day in your life, I would probably be dead.
Well, I mean, that's probably true. Most of you would be dead.
I don't think it's probably true. I don't know about the rest of them. I know for me, I would be dead if you had been cool as a cucumber all the time.
I think it was always warranted.
Dude, you're still saving my life. Because now I hear you complaining about me in the back of my head all the time. No, just kidding. It sounds horrible. But no, like if I'm doing something I shouldn't be doing.
Right.
If I'm doing something dangerous that I shouldn't be doing, I hear him in the back of my head, Gabe, what are you doing? Put it down. Get that out of your mouth. Don't climb on that. You know?
Oh.
So, but I mean, self-reflection and,
Right.
you know, growing as a person is a good thing. But if you weren't like that, I would probably be dead.
Well, I didn't say I grew as a person. I just said it will make you do some self-reflecting.
I'm going to say you've grown as a person.
All right.
He's at least a centimeter taller. No.
Moving right along.
All right, good.
Where was I?
Okay,
Okay, that was the last.
were you about to
That
go
was the
get me
last
some water?
question for life on the show. Are you needing some more liquid there? A little H2O.
A little H2 Whizzle.
Alrighty, well you just talk about whatever you want while I'm gone. I'll be right back.
So, water is very important for many different reasons. Mostly hydration, also hygiene. A few more ways that water comes in handy. If you own a boat, it can be helpful. Also, when coloring with certain kinds of paints, also helpful. Water makes the world go around, or at least water goes around in the world. Both may be applicable. Thank you. Whew, I could not fill much more time space without doing some Benny Hill.
Well, that's some
You
high
got
quality
that.
H2O I got there for you.
Oh, thank you.
And that was the last question on the subject or category of life on the show. And now we're moving on to parenting and brotherhood. So the first question is, what's one lesson from our childhood you've passed down to your kids?
Just one. Just one. You can't tie my hands here. And here's why. Because when I set out to parent, which it is an active thing to parent your children, it's an active choice. I'm gonna parent now. You're forced into it too because you gotta parent anyway. But when I set out to do it, I emulate mom and dad and view them from the same perspective that we had. So it's very easy for me to think to myself, what are the kids? How are the kids feeling?
Right.
You know, what are the kids thinking right now? Because I see them doing the same things that we did when we were young and behaving the same way and everything else. And so I just step into the role of mom and dad as the best I can and go from there. So I think leading, kind of leading by, not example, but by experience, I guess. You know? So I'd say all of it was pretty important. I think just empathizing, I guess, is a good way to shorten it.
All right. So that's a lesson that you've passed down to your kids from our childhood.
Oh, I totally misheard the conversation.
No.
No.
Misheard the question.
I did
It was
mishear
great.
the question.
It was great. It
I
was
did
really
mis-
heartfelt and it was great. It was cool. That's why I didn't stop you. It was good.
You should have been like,
wasn't
that's
an answer to the
you
question I
should have been
asked,
like,
but it
that's
was a really
not
good
what I
answer.
asked.
Bonus question, yeah.
What the heck? What is the real question?
So the question was, what's one lesson from our childhood that you've passed on to your kids?
Okay. Yeah, how did I get off on that other thing?
It was good.
Okay. Let's see, 5 second rule. Just kidding.
That's not a rule.
It's kind of a rule. It's scientifically proven now, actually.
I'm pretty sure it's not.
It is.
I think contamination happens on contact.
Nope, it's worse for a duration of time.
I didn't say it doesn't get worse. I just think that the damage is done right away, and then it gets worse. So like 5 seconds later, it's definitely worse than it was at first. I just think the moment it's contaminated, we're done here.
Okay, so maybe not 5 second rule. Because I don't actually try to, put that on them. I just take that on me.
Right.
I'm like,
I
5
don't
second
think it's
rule.
serious, guys.
Well, no, I eat,
never
I
really
eat
done
things
with
off the
Gabe.
floor.
He doesn't eat things off.
I do eat things
He
off the
doesn't eat off the floor.
I do.
It's on a plate on the floor.
I always hear Babe in the back of my mind being like, don't eat that, though.
Get that out of your mouth.
Get that out of your mouth. That's where that comes from. It's like M&M's fall on the floor.
You're not E.T. Stop with the M&M's on the floor.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I can't think of just one. Like I try to teach them everything that I learned from being a kid and as a kid. I try to teach them all that.
We'll accept that. We'll take that.
All right.
All right.
Since I gave you a freebie earlier, you didn't ask for.
That's true.
But just everything. Because I want them to grow up like we did. So everything.
You want to impart all the wisdom and things that you carry with you that you learned from our childhood into
Right.
theirs as best you can.
Right.
Nice.
Yeah.
How has being a parent changed how you think about our upbringing?
I'm jealous. I'm jealous that I can't raise my kids the way we were raised. I wish so bad that I could. You have no idea. Yeah. Yeah. Jealous of the way we were raised and that I can't do that for them. And even if like I went to Alaska, I raised them in the woods, like I'm a different person and their mom's a different person and I don't know if we could facilitate what we had as a kid. So
Right.
just kind of jealous and sad that I can't give them that kind of magic, I guess. If that was the question.
It wasn't.
It wasn't. Where
I
did I?
was sitting there myself. I'm not sure if I'm phrasing the questions wrong.
So
Or
what's
if
the
you're
question?
just not hearing them.
So what's
it's like
the?
completely
So what's the question?
Because that was, I mean, it was good again.
What's the
How has
question?
being a parent changed how you think about our upbringing?
How is
It was
being-
really hot in here, folks.
How is being a parent?
How has being a parent made you think differently of the way that we were raised? Like, is there anything that
Oh, it
now
makes
that
me
you have
jealous
kids?
of it,
ma-
Maybe it is poor praise, but I don't know if I
I think
understand.
it's my fault, guys. I've been told I'm really bad at phrasing.
It's probably me. I've been
People
told
don't
I'm really
understand.
bad at doing interviews, so.
You're definitely not bad at the interviews because even the questions that don't the answers that don't pertain to my question are really good.
What is
Is
that
there
supposed to
anything-
mean?
is there anything
I missed the fundamental part of the
Of
interview.
the interview is answering.
How
the
does
questions
that
you
makes me
asked.
really bad at it?
You're entertaining. You're bringing the room more levity.
What? Yeah. I'm with done.
You're a parent now, right?
He has to dumb it
now-
down for me. The worst part is I know Noah
Out the
aced these.
crayons and try to-
I know Noah aced these.
Is there anything that being a parent now, that you have kids, that you're teaching kids, that you're raising them, that you're doing all these things as a parent, you're keeping them alive, you're feeding them, you're watering them, making sure they get enough sunlight. That's plants, not children. Same difference. Is there anything about that has made you think differently about our childhood? That has made you reflect on
Think
our
differently. I guess
reflect
that's
on
the
our
part.
childhood? Like realize that maybe it was more difficult for mom and dad to keep us alive in those circumstances than we thought. Or
Oh yeah, totally.
Then-
Well, that should be the question. Do you think it was more difficult?
Well,
That's
so
the
that's where
question.
I went.
That's the question.
When I wrote-
Well, then that's the question.
But when I wrote that question, that's where my mind went. Like if I was a parent, that would be the thing, because just as an adult, that is the thing that I realize must have been a lot different for mom and dad than we ever thought it was, because to us we were just the lost boys running around the forest doing what we were doing. So to us the reality of life always was what it was, but to mom and dad they were trying to keep the munchkins alive and protect them and take care of them and facilitate them having a
Right.
great, wonderful world and an upbringing and teach us everything we needed to know. So that must have been more difficult than we thought it was, but also possibly and probably more rewarding than we thought it was as well, because to us it was just a Tuesday, to them it was like magical, which
Right.
is something that Dad had later told us and stuff.
Yeah.
He knew those moments would pass swiftly, and so he tried to enjoy them all. So that to us, it was just a day. To them, it was something different.
I think I should be the host because then I just ask you questions and you can say cool stuff.
So, how has being a parent made you think differently about our upbringing? Or how has being a parent changed how you thought of our upbringing? Is there anything that you think of differently from our upbringing now that you have kids of your own?
I think that's a different question than the one you just asked and answered. I think it's a different question, and I think I already answered this one to the best of my abilities.
All right, we should just move on, folks.
I'm sorry, guys. Like, this is probably not the best podcast.
Actually, it's great.
I think it works better if like the host has like smart people.
I thought you were gonna say if there was a smart host.
No, I wasn't gonna diss you. You're doing good.
All right.
I mean, granted, all you have to do is ask the question.
Well, the viewer will decide that. All right. Okay, I didn't notice that
Fridge
noise
was going.
on
No,
until
me
it just
neither.
turned off.
It's
So
kind of
if
better.
there's been a loud motor humming noise in here this whole time, we do apologize because we didn't notice that was happening.
It's probably the
So it's
least
gonna be a
annoying
little
thing.
quieter now because it appears to have turned off. Which shows we grew up on boats and things that we didn't notice till the motor quit running.
And then we thought something was wrong. No.
And now I'm wondering, should I phrase this differently? All right. Which one of us... Well, I'll go ahead and ask it. Which one of us would survive the longest with no gear?
Honestly, that's a pretty straightforward question.
Dropped off on an island or whatever. Which one of us would survive the longest, ready, set, go, with no gear? Yourself?
100%. Are you kidding? 100%. Obviously. Yes.
Obviously.
Oh.
You think you would stand the best chance, last man standing?
Well, here's the thing. None of us are going to die. All of us are going to eventually build a place, it'll be Shangri-La eventually, so maybe not me, because once it got to a certain point, I would get lonely. So it has nothing to do with gear. I think we could all be dropped off buck naked anywhere anywhere definitely in Southeast, and be fine. I guess it depends on where, too. Are we talking about home, like bush, like Southeast Alaska?
I didn't.
Yeah.
The desert.
That's what I mean. Like, if it's the Sahara, like, Bear's definitely out because heat stroke.
Right. He's not lasting that long.
No, I would not survive very well either. Some places, But no, in Southeast Alaska, any of us could be dropped off completely buck naked, and within a certain amount of time. Like, maybe some would do it quicker. Maybe that kind of anyone's game. I'm a pretty good builder, so I mean, I think I would be high up on that list, but. Eventually, gear wouldn't have anything to do with it.
I do like where you went with that, though. That it would depend kind of on circumstance, location, as to who would last the longest, like with no gear.
Last the longest? Well, we would all last infinitely.
Right. If it was Southeast Alaska.
Yes.
Not if it was the Sahara.
No.
Because there's some of us checking out pretty early.
Right. Yeah.
Probably not surviving that challenge.
Probably not.
Right. Okay, moving right along.
Was that the question?
That was the question.
Just checking, because I totally thought I was answering them before.
Okay. Who was the real troublemaker growing up?
Who's the real troublemaker growing up? Bear is pretty mischievous. I'm
not going to argue there.
He was pretty mischievous.
He was like a gremlin. He was pretty.
He had a phase where he was pretty.
A phase, yeah, called his life.
Pretty mischievous.
Right.
Yeah.
I would go along with that. Bear was very mischievous. I was too busy trying to keep them all alive. Though we did all play our fair share of pranks on each other.
Oh yeah, I mean, we were all pretty mischievous, but he was better at it. Like.
We were mischievous. He was a gremlin.
Well, I was annoying, I think, is my top. Like, sometimes I try to bring the mood up too much. And, I've been told by a lot of different people in a lot of different instances, like, it's not good all the time. Like, it's good in short doses. But eventually it's like, Gabe, stop. I'm like, what do you mean stop? They're like, Gabe, stop with the voice. I'm like, I don't know how. Stop with the voice. It's like, it's just my voice. If you don't want to hear it, stop talking to me. He's still doing it, Dad. I'm not doing anything. It's like, Gabe, stop. Stop what? Sorry. That wasn't the question either.
I wasn't going to stop you. Alrighty. Where was I? What's a moment recently where you realized I'm turning into dad?
I don't know. I thought of some just the other day. One was like a mechanic thing I was doing. One was like a parenting thing that I was doing. I'm trying to think of what it exactly was, but I thought that very thing. It was like, I'm turning into dad. You know what I think of almost more than that? That's surprising. I'm turning into my mother. Because I'll be doing like stuff with I especially notice that with the kids. I guess that's the thing. A lot of the
I've noticed
time,
that with you with your kids.
a
I think he's
lot,
turning into our mom.
a lot of time when I'm like home with the kids and I'm like doing my thing, like I'll remind myself a lot of mom.
Right.
When I do like story time and like guitar time and stuff like that, I remind myself of that. And then when I'm like doing mechanics or construction or labor and stuff like that,
Right.
totally remind myself of that. Making people laugh, like sometimes I remind myself of that, especially with the kids, because
Right.
it's, I don't know, that's good.
For me, it's the way I keep ending up in emergency rooms.
So true.
Last time I was sitting in an emergency room waiting for the nurse, I was like, dang it, I think I'm turning into dad.
It's so true.
Well, I had my hand wrapped with like duct tape and pieces of my shirt. Dad was always cutting himself and breaking things and getting
Very like accident prone. Not really accident prone, just did a lot of stuff and got
prone might be a good way to say it. He couldn't cut an onion without cutting himself.
It was several times he did cut himself cutting onions.
Mm-hmm. And he was great with a knife too. He could he could fillet a salmon.
Wizard with a knife, yeah.
Which always amazed me that he never cut himself doing that, but he would go to the kitchen and cut an onion and almost every time.
Yeah, or carrots or yeah.
Alrighty. I might need to stop saying that. I might say that too much. Alrighty then.
Probably do.
And that was the last question for parenting and brotherhood. We are now moving into the next category.
Hey, there wasn't much brotherhood in there. Those are all the only questions you have written for brotherhood?
Should have gotten some more brotherhood in there.
Yeah.
I might have titled that
totally.
Before I actually wrote the questions.
Like, okay, out of all your brothers, who would you say looks the
I
best?
was the troublemaker. Who would last the longest with no gear? Those were brothers.
Out of all of your brothers, who do you think pulls off blue jeans the best? Who looks the best in blue jeans?
Well, that's definitely me.
Excluding yourself.
Oh, excluding myself?
Yeah. Should I do a little walk for you?
I don't.
It's me, is the answer.
Do you wear blue jeans?
The answer is Gabe.
Okay.
Moving on. Moving on to the next question. Out of all your brothers, who do you think catches fish the best?
Well,
can't include yourself.
Are you talking about with your hands or with?
It can't include yourself. Fishing pole. Fishing pole.
You're a dang good fisherman. I will give that to you. Whether it's nets or poles, you're a very good fisherman.
The answer was Noah, but
you're a pretty good fisherman.
you're like Gabe. These questions are supposed to be my opinion,
right? And you're good. That one,
the
blue jeans, no, it's me. But I gotta give you the fishing. Even if I'm on the table, I'm probably not gonna say I'm the best fisherman.
I mean, do you really think I'm better than Noah, though?
Like, I'm the best shot. I'm definitely the best at that. But when it comes to fishing,
I don't know if you're the best shot. I'm pretty good.
And it's weird too, because you would thinking, well, anyone is good at fishing, but no, it's not true.
No, it's not true.
There's a lot of nuance.
Yeah.
Fishing that people don't realize. Anyone out there that does fishing will realize and understand what I mean. There's a lot of nuance to it. This guy's pretty good.
I can see why you threw me up there, but I do think Noah would probably walk away with it.
Well, Noah has been fishing for a very long time. He always loved to fish. He fished since he was a teeny tiny little guy.
Well, what type of fishing too is a good question.
Right.
Good side question.
I just assumed you meant pole fishing, like
ocean. Well, that's what I mean. If it's a lake fishing, I don't know if I
still haven't caught anything on one of these lakes.
It's we did.
Oh, we did.
But guess how we did it? Guess how we did it? We went out in a boat and threw our poles, and just like we're used to. We weren't, standing from shore and trying to like.
What I want to get into is fly fishing. I keep saying it
because if I can stick my pole in the water, if I can stick my pole in the water and jig,
right,
I can catch a fish. I'm pretty sure no matter where I am.
Fish do behave differently.
They do.
And
but you just got to
There's a different nuance to where to go to get them in the lakes. But fly fishing is what I want to try. Dan and I always
would
really
love
wanted to
it.
go fly fishing. It was something we planned.
Just you and Dad, huh?
It was Dan.
Just you and Dad.
Dan,
I never mentioned I ever wanted to go fly fishing.
Just the two of us.
All right, you need to step outside right now. You and me, we gotta settle this.
But still, it'd be cool for you and I to do.
Dude, we should.
We should do it. We should go fly fishing because that would be, I think, really cool. It's something we've never gotten to do. We've done basically every other kind of fishing.
That's true.
That I can think of. I mean, we've done ice fishing and pole fishing and ocean fishing and lake fishing, and we fished with nets and hooks and lures and long lines and gill nets and everything, right?
Dude, fly fishing is literally the only kind of fishing we've never
that I can think of.
Wow.
There might be others that I'm missing, but I really want to try fly fishing. I want to do it. Well,
Let's do it.
Should go.
Let's do it.
Let's go fly fishing.
Let's do it. I'm in.
For real. Let's.
Dude, I'm in. Yes.
Because there are places around here.
How cool would that be?
I think it would be awesome.
And it's something that Dan and I always wanted to do.
Well, something Dan and I always wanted. You and I could do it together.
That makes sense. I like that.
Nice.
Awesome, bro. Let's go fly fishing.
Make some brother memories.
Yeah.
All right.
So out of all your brothers, who do you want to go fly fishing with?
Well, that would be you. And out of all your brothers, who do you want to go fly fishing with?
Yeah, it'd be you.
All righty. We're going fly fishing.
I should have said somebody else who would have been funnier. I should have been like, Bear.
All righty.
Let's say it again. Let's do it again.
I think fly fishing is too much patience for Bear. I'm not sure.
Oh, that's
true.
true.
He could do it. Bear's very skilled with stuff, and if he puts his mind to it, he's great with, like all of us, with pretty much anything. With really focus.
It's true. It's true.
The problem is that Bear could not focus on doing that, I don't think.
Here's Bear fly fishing.
But,
run out and just grab it.
Yeah.
Which the hand fishing does fit Bear really well.
Bear was never the
and he is the best at it.
Somebody that loved to
fish.
He was never someone that loved to fish.
No,
he loved to
but
hunt.
he loves to catch fish.
When he loved to hunt.
Yeah, and he can appreciate like pole fishing, but his favorite is like, to him it's almost a waste of time.
Yeah, he likes to.
It's like, why would I try to trick the fish into biting the thing,
right,
when I can just run out there and grab it? I'm like, dude, if you can run out there and grab it, like, that's cool.
Right. And then he does. So
yeah.
Okay, dude. All right.
Well, my way to hand fish is actually, you got to be a lot sneakier. My way.
Just wait until it goes into your hands and then close them.
Well, actually, I mean, that's a good way too. But I stalk the side. Right. Of the river,
Wait, so
and then
almost dead,
and you zombie fish. I did that once.
Yeah, Dad was like, "We don't want that."
He's like, no. I'm like, well, it's still kind of alive.
He's like, like a puppet.
Zombie. The fish is like, I'm still tasty. I'm like, yeah, see, he's still tasty. They're like, Gabe, your hand is smushing into the fish. It's like, oh, it reminds me. Oh my goodness, you got to get Bird on here. If you ever get Bird on here,
I will never be able to get Bird on.
If you ever get Bird on here, ask her about the time
we went. Do you think I'm gonna get Bird on the podcast?
Ask about the time we went frog hunting.
Right.
Okay, Rainbird and I go.
Have you eaten frog?
No, but I always wanted to.
Frog. Have you eaten crocodile?
In a jerky, I don't know if it counts. Yeah, I couldn't really taste the crocodile. All I tasted was the jerky.
Hold on, alligator or crocodile?
Alligator, I think. Alligator. I want to say alligator.
Not crocodile.
Alligator, not crocodile.
I think it's alligator.
Yeah, which ones are the ones in Louisiana?
That's what I'm trying to.
Because that's where it came from. Alligator.
Because that's where I ate it.
Those are alligators. Oh, that's where I think it was from one of your trips. I think you brought back some jerky or something.
Oh, I did.
That from you?
Was me.
Oh, yeah.
I brought you the jerky.
Okay, so Bird and I are going frog hunting. And Rain too. Rain, Bird, and I are going frog hunting.
Just to look at them, not to eat them.
Well, to play with them. To catch them, play with them, right. Yeah, we weren't eating them.
When I go frog hunting,
I love frogs. And Dad said that they don't taste great. He always said they taste like frog, but I don't know. Maybe I would like the way frog tastes. Dad wasn't a very adventurous eater. I might love frog. I don't know.
To me, I don't want to be the guy that says it tastes like chicken, but to me, it tasted like chicken.
I could see
like
that.
A combination of fish and chicken is really what.
That's exact. Have you ever eaten rattlesnake?
And it is.
Have you ever eaten rattlesnake?
I've eaten snake, but I don't know if it
tastes. It tastes like you just described it, like a crawl. Maybe it's a herptile thing. Yeah,
could be a herptile thing.
I think it's a herptile
because it did taste like a cross between chicken and
fish and chicken. Yeah,
is what it tasted like. And the gator just tastes like gator.
The gator I had was a jerky, so I couldn't really say. Like,
I
it tasted
like
good.
gator,
I did not like it.
It's good.
Anyway, so Bird, Rain, and I are going frog hunting to play with them. And so we're at like a little pond, and there are like lily pads, and there are frogs like on shore and on the lily pads, and we're like at the shore trying to catch them. We're trying to grab them. They're like hopping out of the way. We were in Texas, I think, and there are like big frogs down there, and so we're trying to catch these big frogs we'd heard about our whole life, and they're really fast, like they're hard to catch. And I saw one, and he was like right there, and I like grabbed him, and I got him, and I was like, oh, I got him, like I got him, wow, like I got him. And I was showing Bird and Rain, and I'm like, Bird, Rain, look, I got one, and they're just like looking at me weird, and I'm like, what? And they're like, Gabe, I think that one's dead. First, I think they're like, I think that one's sick. And I'm like, no. And they're like, I think that one's dead. I'm like, it's not dead. And like part of its leg was like all rotted and falling off. And I'm like, ah! So yeah, but it's just, and then they were just like laughing hysterically. It's like, Gabe caught one, he's dead one.
Well, Gaby's been obsessed with frogs and lizards and things for his entire life. He has always had a fascination with frogs and lizards, and he likes all those kinds of
crocodiles. And, yeah, mostly frogs and toads and stuff. But yeah, all lizards and herptiles I like. I mean, I have a tortoise, and a turtle, and
right.
I want to get a frog.
That's cool.
Yeah, thank you.
Alrighty, so we're moving on to the next category.
How long is this thing?
Well, we went on several tangents, so...
Do we have to try to get through all of these tonight?
There's 2 more categories.
It's getting kind of like that.
Alright, well, we will go through the next 2 categories.
Alright. Dude, I don't have 2 more categories in me. I've been watching your counter, like, when is this over?
Well, none of whatever we've been talking about for the last 20 minutes is on the list.
And that's an episode. See you next time on podcast
Brown Overboard.
On Brown Overboard.
So the next category is philosophical and reflective. What does freedom mean to you?
Everything. We're stealing from your playbook now. I'm gonna do one word answers. We're getting through this thing in the next 5 minutes. Everything. Next.
Except you're incapable of actually doing that.
No,
the whole thing about what we're doing.
Don't.
Right.
And I have more to say.
We'll say it. What does freedom mean to you?
It really is everything.
Right.
It's freedom. To me, that means do what you want, and nobody tries to stop you, or nobody can stop you.
Eloquent.
You're free, or you don't cost money. But I mean, I think the first is more applicable.
All right. You're going to have to stop doing that with your feet. I'm pretty sure that can be heard. If it can't, it's just annoying me. But if people can hear it, it's annoying everybody. So
either way, I'll stop.
Let's stop with the tapping. Do you ever feel... Hold on.
Sometimes.
Where was I?
Do you feel like I feel? Yeah.
If you could go back and talk to your 15-year-old self, what would you say? And we're going philosophical here. We're not going like, invest in Apple.
Invest in Apple. I didn't think of that. It's all going to be cool.
Nice.
For quite a while. And then something horrible is going to happen that's going to change your entire life, and it really sucks. But I'd probably leave that out because I wouldn't want to scare me and ruin the good times that I had ahead. I just don't, it's all going to be good. It's great. Stop worrying. Like, everybody's going to be fine for quite a while. Don't worry about it, kid.
That ominous quite a while in there.
Yeah.
He's trying to, bring up the mood and...
Right. Well, he already knows to do that. I don't have to tell him. I'd let him know, put his mind at ease that everything's gonna be okay. Because that's been my biggest thing throughout my whole life. Is just I worry about the people that I love. So.
Right. Nice.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're one of those people. So.
Hold on. What's something that scares you now that didn't back then?
Ooh.
Like back when we were growing up, back in our old life. What's something that scares you now that didn't back then?
I don't think there's anything. I've grown out a lot of my fears, if anything. I mean, I have the same. Basically, the only thing that bothers me is the same thing that bothered me back then. Same thing that I'm afraid of now. It's just, uh, the people that I love. I don't want bad things to happen to the people that I love.
Worrying about the people you love.
Worrying about the people you love, and I've always done that. And that's really the only fear I have. Like, I've pretty much worked through everything else.
Right.
I still get a little creeped out if I'm like swimming at night, but I think that's like a logical fear of predators. Like, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing.
That's like a fear of being eaten alive. I think
that's
rational.
Right. Well, even in lakes, but then I think there are things that can eat you in lakes.
Large bodies of water, I just assume there's always something in there that might eat me.
Right, because it's feasible. I mean, fish get big.
It's a large body of water. I don't know.
Right. Other than that, like, not much. Like, and even that, like, I can gut through it.
So like on parental things and stuff like that, it's not.
I'd call it the same old fear.
It's the same thing because you've always worried about something happening to the people you care about.
Yeah.
And they're just more people that you care about.
Exactly. And if you struggle with that too, which I think especially parents do, anybody who loves somebody probably does. The way that I get through that fear is I trust God with it. I trust God, and because a lot of it's out of my hands. I do the best that I can, emulate the best, bam, yelling at people to stop doing dangerous stuff, and stuff like that, to try to, prevent bad things from happening to people. And it's not just people that I love, it's everybody. Or maybe I love everybody. I don't know, weird to think, but it's like, just trust God with it. You can't control every little thing. Everything is dangerous, and just realize that and trust God. And if you're, not religious, I don't know, get religious and start trusting God. Like, other than that, like, I have no, I guess in that case, like, if you weren't, then just like, I guess try to prevent stuff yourself. But God's better at preventing things. I find. I don't know. So basically, yeah, just trust God, and if you don't believe, then you got luck.
All right then. What does respect to the danger mean to you? You knew that
it means don't get caught up in what you're doing to the point that you lose sight of how dangerous it can be. Or I'll say of the repercussions of, it not going the way you think it's going to. Yeah, don't just obliviously do stupid things. I think I'm literally quoting you. Just don't obliviously do stupid things.
That's good. That's good.
Respect the danger. And everything is dangerous.
And I know you are getting tired. It is getting really late. There is one more category. We can roll through it, or we could
whole nother category.
Yeah, it's a couple. I always say a couple when it's a couple supposed to mean two, but I never really learned that. So I would say a couple meaning more than one.
He was taught that. He just never learned.
I never learned it. I never picked
he
it up. So I say
a
couple for me can mean anything more. It actually for me means anything more than two, which doesn't make sense.
That's a few,
right?
So and then
a few questions.
And then if it's like 5, it's a handful of things.
Okay. So there's a handful of things. In the last category. We can call it, or you can tackle the last category. It is up to you. You are the guest.
Well, I'd like to just walk away with what I have so far.
All right. Then that is the game, folks. And we're going to close it out there with Gabe having answered all the questions I asked and some that I didn't.
Wait, I answered all the questions?
All the ones I asked, and some that I didn't.
Oh, it's not
I
that I
didn't get to
did.
ask the last category, which was wild
What is
card
it?
fun.
Wait, what is it?
Wild card fun.
Wild card fun. Why'd you make the last one
Random
sound fun?
questions. This is just random questions to incentivize you to stay and finish out the podcast.
Shoot. Y'all guys think I should do it? Alright, I'll do
I
it.
think the people want you to do it.
Alright, I'll
I heard
do
some
it.
faint applause.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I heard a couple people booing too, but we'll go ahead and do it.
Okay, so wild card fun. The first question is, and we can roll through it a little faster if you want.
Okay.
I mean, it's entirely up to you. You're answering the question. Wild card fun. What's the dumbest thing we've ever argued about?
It's the dumbest thing we've ever argued about. We've argued about some pretty dumb stuff.
It's going to be hard to narrow that one.
Oh, I can't even think of the dumbest. Do you have something?
Oh, not at all.
just one dumb thing.
Part of the reason that one's on there is because I couldn't answer the question.
Oh, shoot.
So I wanted to see what everybody else would say. What's the dumbest thing we've ever argued about? Because we have argued some pretty stupid.
Some really dumb things. It's like, what? Okay, so it's like the dumbest thing that I keep circling back to with multiple people in my life. I've had this dumb argument with almost everybody in my life at one point and another. I've had it with y'all guys. I've had it with my wife. I've had this argument with almost anyone that's ever been in this certain, for instance, how much to feed the goldfish. And it keeps coming back around. Everybody wants to overfeed goldfish.
Well, I know. I have an answer for that. You want to feed it one
Let's
fish
hear
of
it.
its size every day.
One fish of half its size. Well, I was talking about flakes, honey, not other
I
fish.
think that's where you're going wrong. You got to feed them other fish.
You sicko. Okay, so it's not actually
Works really
sick.
well.
I know.
It worked really well for the goldfish I had as a kid.
Yeah, but that was an accident. Y'all just kept trying to get him a friend.
Yeah. He left one alive. He would always.
Did he?
Never would eat the one other fish.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
The
god.
one other fish didn't survive the whole bowl freezing solid though, and the goldfish did. And so after that, he was kind of alone.
Oh, was that on Gypsy? I think I've heard Dad tell that story.
That was a very tough goldfish.
Isn't that the same one that they put in like an old bottle and he grew too big for the spout and they had to like
Yes,
smack the bottle to
Same
get him
fish.
out of it? What was his name?
goldfish.
So creative.
It's like when people ask me about pets, if I ever want a pet, or if how many pets I've had.
Yeah.
I had a goldfish once.
Yeah.
I love that
yeah.
goldfish, and it ended there with the pets for me.
Well, you don't have to walk a goldfish.
That you do not.
You can, you just don't have to. Just kidding. I'll never forget that one goldfish we had. We had just moved somewhere, and it was like all of our stuff was loaded up in the car. And it was getting late, and we had just gotten where we were going. And I went to like open the back of the thing, and I like opened the back of the car, and a bunch of stuff fell out, and our goldfish fell out. And it was dark, and the ground was like gravel rock, and I could like hear it like flopping around, and I was like looking for it, and I like couldn't find it, and then like I found it, and it had like gravel rocks like stuck to it. I ran inside, and I like poured some water on it, and then I like put him in a cup, and I poured some water on him, and yeah, I mean he lived for a long time after that, but it was a scary moment.
Nice.
That wasn't the question, was it? I'm just
I
kidding.
forgot-
I'm just
I forgot
kidding.
the question I had. If our family had a motto besides the ones that we have,
I was gonna say we have a lot of mottos.
we have a bunch. Besides all the mottos that we already had, if we had another one, what would it be?
Oh, you want me to come up with another family motto real quick?
Yeah, on the spot.
I mean, yeah, okay, let's do that. That's wild card fun. What would be a good motto? Oh, it's actually one I came up with the other day. Light shines brightest in complete darkness. I don't know if that's so much a motto though. Does a motto have to impose action?
It can vary. It can vary. That's more like a philosophical statement than a motto.
Does it have to show action? That's what I
Yes
mean.
and no. Yes and no.
Lannister always pays his debts. Like, does that fall in?
That's a family motto.
Right, but because it has action in it.
Because it's
something
that
one
you
wave at a
don't
time.
do, and the way you embrace life.
Embrace.
Like
Okay, okay. So what did I say? Okay.
So you could take yours and turn it into always shine brightest in total darkness.
You could, but it doesn't sound as good. So what would be a good family motto? If life kicks you down, bite its toes.
That's a great new family motto we got there.
Well, when life kicks you down, bite its toes. I think, it basically means, like, give as good as you get,
Okay. What's one bush skill you still use all the time?
Knife play. Knives. Still comes in handy. Comes in handy no matter where you are. Being able to use this as a tool, an instrument, yeah, use it all the time. I broke the tip.
I can tell.
Yeah, I was trying to unscrew a screw with it, which is something I learned in the bush. But unscrewing screws.
But you have to have a certain kind of knife to do that, which he didn't learn from Dad, because Dad knew that.
Well,
a certain kind of knife.
I pried a little.
Which is one reason I really like the Swiss Army knife
yeah.
that I've always carried, because of the different tools it has.
Well, that's why I carry this.
You tried to play MacGyver without MacGyver's
That's
knife.
why I carry this.
Swiss Army's better.
Yeah, but not for pliers. Well, I'm also doing a lot of mechanics, so it's
Right.
Like, it helps out that.
Some people are. What do you call those?
I call them Leatherman, but I think that's a brand. Multi-tool, maybe.
Some people are whatever that is. Some people like a Swiss Army knife.
Other than that, bush skill that I use all the time. Well, because that's an interesting one. I like that one.
It is an interesting question.
I like that question.
Thank you. I thought it was a good question.
Well, I want to talk about that
skill
stuff.
you use all the time.
Yeah, because I like to talk about
Like
that
an
stuff.
everyday, but something that is a bush skill, but something that you use all the time.
All the time. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like knife play. I don't know if that's what you call it, but you know what I mean.
Right.
I don't know why I circle back around. I apparently don't have anything else. Let's continue on. It's just fun to think about, I guess.
Okay. Well, everyone is going to have the same answer to this, so I'm curious if you're going to. Who's most likely to lose their keys?
Mom.
Well, I figure everybody's probably going to say you. But I was only thinking of the brothers when I thought you.
Dude.
But it is 100% Mom.
Nobody can
keep up with
nobody can deny it.
No, she could never keep. Where are the?
I started to say me too, but no, because it's such a thing.
No,
it's such
totally
a thing. The keys. She didn't actually lose them,
No,
but she was always
never
looking
had
for
them. She
them.
never had them. So the thing was that Mom would keep up with the keys to our post office box, like when we were growing up, or the keys to really anything. It was primarily a post office box, which we would check once every 6 months, or a couple months or whatever. More often when we were living in Haines. Because of the proximity to a post office, and that we actually got some mail.
Whenever we could, whenever it was
schooling and stuff like that, and stuff being mailed back and forth. And I don't remember a time that Mom knew where the keys were when we got to the post office. She always, every time, it was, where are the PO keys?
Where are the PO keys?
Mom would always say it like that.
Like any of us were responsible.
Any of us knew where the PO key was. We barely knew what PO keys were.
Right.
Let alone.
It's just something Mom looks for when we're in town.
Yeah, so Mom's like, hey, where are the PO keys? And everybody's like, well, you're the one that keeps
up with those.
And we do this every time.
So when you ask me who's more likely to lose their keys,
definitely Mom.
Because I've heard Mom a million times, where are the keys? Yeah, it's
and every time Dad was like, maybe I should keep up with the keys.
But if
he never had the heart to be the guy who kept up with them,
no.
nor did he want to. So it would always Mom would eventually find them.
Yeah.
Because she never completely lost them. She would.
She always just
find
thought she
one
lost
of her
them.
bags.
Yeah.
And then because she always had a bag and
She
a
always
purse
just
and a
thought she
backpack, and
lost
she always
them.
didn't
Yeah.
know which one it was in, and always had them somewhere, which is what she always told us. I have it somewhere.
It's somewhere.
It is somewhere. And she would find it, give it to
Everything's
dad,
over.
check the mail, come back, and he'd give her back the keys. And he'd always say like the same thing. Here are the PO keys.
No, but if you mean like who's most likely to like lose stuff, it's obviously me.
It's obviously you.
It's obviously
I
me.
took it as like when I thought of it and wrote the question, I was thinking like of the siblings.
Right.
Would definitely.
But when you said he and you also said everybody's gonna say the same thing,
right.
I was like, it took me back
to you.
It took me back.
Right, but that's true. That is true.
But no, I mean, if you mean who is most accident prone,
yeah, but you lose everything.
Lose things, like obviously, yeah.
Although, how often do you lose your keys?
All the time.
Okay.
All the time.
Never lost my keys.
Most recently, I lost them. I was chainsawing in the middle of the winter, and I was cutting down trees, you know, and the snow was like mid-chest deep, in this one area, and I'm cutting trees down and getting firewood and everything, and then, the sun started going down, so I'm like, alright, I'm gonna go in, and, I keep my keys. I think I can show you. I keep my keys on me. Like, you taught me this. Like,
right.
Chain your keys on you.
If you're going to lose it, tie it on.
So you're not always looking for them. And
mm-hmm.
and it, I guess, broke at some point
right.
during my tree cutting. I couldn't find them. They're in the snow, in like 3-4 foot of snow. And I was telling my wife, like, no, like, I don't think I had them. Like, I think I left him in the car. And I was like, they're not in the car, And I'm like, I must not have, maybe I dropped them, I don't know. Dang. And so I went out looking for him. And at the time, we had a white lab puppy. Right. And so I, took the puppy out there with me, and I'm like looking for my keys. And the puppy wasn't supposed to be out there because he was like trampling the ground, and I'm trying to look on the ground for where keys may have fallen. And I was the whole time I'm like, I don't even know if they're out here, And I'm looking around, and all of a sudden the white lab's like running with something in its mouth, and I'm like, those are my keys. And yeah, I found my keys out there. That's funny. Or I had them the whole time. No, I'm just kidding. I found them.
Was holding on to them for you.
Yeah, right.
Last question.
Woo!
What's your favorite piece of gear or most useless one you've ever carried?
Favorite piece of gear?
Noah and I both had a really hard time with this one.
Mine's easy. Super easy.
Because useless, neither one of us could think of a useless piece of gear.
Oh, I don't know about useless. I mean...
Can you think of a useless piece of
gear? A useless piece of gear? I mean, you can use everything for something.
Exactly. What's the most useless piece of gear you've ever?
For me, a hat.
A hat.
A hat. I don't need a hat. Well, unless it's like 60 below. Then it's like if you don't have a hat, you're probably gonna die.
Well, and you're talking to a guy that like wears
yeah, hat all the time. Hat. Yeah.
It's definitely not useless for me. That
right.
doesn't work.
I started to stay
in the rain and the sunshine.
Right.
Keep the rain off my noggin.
Right. I mean, for me, just cold is the only reason I like need to wear a hat. So that's why I started to go to hat. But then in certain instances, you're dead if you don't have a hat. So definitely not useless. Started to say scarf, but there again, when it's cold, like it's you gotta cover up.
I don't think that question should even be on there because none of us can name a useless piece of gear because nothing is useless to us. It goes against our entire book mindset.
Well, maybe more.
I'm saying the most useless.
Most useless. For a long time, I carried a mirror in my pocket. That's not the lead up for a dirty joke. No, I carried a little pocket mirror that had a little pocket hairbrush in it.
Okay. Well, I'm going to throw the useless out on that one because I've carried around a little mirror for a very long time because when you get something in your eye out in the bush and you need to get something out of your eye, it's very difficult to do without something reflective.
Yeah, but did your mirror have a hairbrush on it?
My mirror was not, it didn't have makeup and a hairbrush. It was one of those just little like army mirrors that you carry in your
Right, no, this was like a little hairbrush mirror thing.
Okay.
So I feel like
that so fits you.
So it's kind of useless.
Hairbrush
but it's useless, kind of useless. If I had to name most important piece of gear or the
piece of gear or your favorite piece of gear.
That's what So it'd be between two for me. I mean, either leather jacket or knife.
Right.
You know, I would want to say leather jacket just because I love, the leather. But I would probably have to say knife. Unfortunately.
Right. No,
Give me knife for 500, Bob.
I don't know if I was even, because what I said, no, if we're going like plain type gear, it would be like, if everything counts, then it would be like my boots. But I wasn't counting like, because give me my boots if I can only
That's
have
gear.
one thing.
That's gear.
But I wasn't counting like
Apparel.
that as gear.
Apparel. You
I was
weren't
thinking
counting
like,
apparel.
No, I was thinking like add-on gear. Like you have your base stuff. So, okay, maybe I should have.
Well, if it's base
this
stuff,
one
I would
out
have my
better.
knife too.
Because that's true.
And my gun.
Well, because Noah went with
Knife, gun,
rope.
knife, gun, canteen,
Right.
leather jacket, boots, pants, close, like a short sleeve undershirt, an undershirt.
I guess I wasn't
an over jacket,
all those things because
leather
I was
jacket,
assuming that was a given.
hat, scarf,
Right.
or earmuffs, scarf actually work. Because the thing that gets cold on me, even like an extreme cold, is the ears.
Right.
Specifically the left one. I think it's all the metal.
I was gonna say it could be the giant chain.
I think it's
that you,
all the
like
metal.
stuck through your ear. It could be what's getting cold.
That could do it.
Could be what's getting
No,
cold. Your
but
eyebrow probably gets kind of cold too.
I like piercings. What can I say?
Right.
I think it's cool. I think they're cool.
I stopped at the left ear.
Yeah, I know. I
Not
heard
a lot of that.
face, and I forget that I have it sometimes.
Right.
I think it's cool. What do you think?
Well, you don't see it. Like
If I like squint like this and like look up at it,
Okay.
I can see it. But every time I see it, it's not like, there's a thing in my face. It's like,
your favorite
that's
piece
cool.
of gear is your eyebrow ring.
I didn't say that. I said leather jacket. Actually, knife.
Noah went with, because I don't think either Noah or I was thinking like base gear, like knife or gun or things like that.
Flatlander.
I think that because Noah went with string and rope as his most useful, and I went with the string I used to tie on the back of my glasses so they didn't fall into the ocean.
Good answers. Good answers. I'd rather have a knife though.
Well, obviously, but I'm so ingrained that like
You assumed you already had your
me
knife.
that doesn't even count as gear.
Right.
That's just a given.
Right. Well,
That's like saying my left hand's my most important piece of gear.
right. I mean, basically,
And that was the last question.
we made it. Well, now I kind of wish there were more though.
The podcast. And that's how it is. Now he wishes there were more questions and we could keep on going.
At the same time, I'm kind of tired.
It's really warm in here. It has gotten really late. We've been going for about an hour and a half.
Dang.
So it's time to wrap it up.
We
Have
gotta
you
do
enjoyed
this
yourself?
again, though. Yeah, it's been good. I've laughed a lot, had fun, got to reflect on a lot of stuff. You made some good points on some things. Like, yeah, I've had a lot of fun.
That's one of the main reasons I wanted to start the podcast and do these things with y'all guys and everything is to just sit down and talk about stuff and have fun, reminiscing and things. And we don't do that stuff enough. And these are the type things, because what did Dow, it really comes from something that Dow always said, because he always said that he wished that he could have recorded all those conversations.
Yeah.
That, like he had with his dad and they had with his sister.
Yeah.
And that he wished that he could have recorded those. And that pertains to a lot of different things in life, I think, in conversations and instances that you get to talk to interesting individuals.
It's true. Well, envision someday we're like, super old or even, kids or, whatever. It's like whoever is looking back at this time in the next 30, 40, years or 50 or 60, like who knows?
Picture your kids all grown up with kids of their own, showing them this episode of the podcast of their dad.
There's my great grandpa. You know what I mean?
Right.
Well, it's like we were talking about lineage and stuff earlier. You know what I mean? And like the people with like the book and all that stuff.
Right.
So yeah, I think this is awesome.
I think it's cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You gotta get Bird on here though. You gotta get Mom.
Don't hold your breath on it, guys, because
Bird.
I don't think that I'm ever going to get Birdie on the podcast. So don't hold your breath on it, because that's probably never gonna happen. Bird is not the type.
You get
to want
Bear
to
yet?
sit down. Yes, Bear.
Nice.
So I did a couple with Mom. I did one with Bear, and at that time I had a terrible microphone. Like now I've got the really good one. Only one. Eventually we'll build up to actually having a mic for both people. Maybe even be able to bring on more than one guest at a time, or like when we were doing it with Noah and Gabe and I, maybe 3 mics. Maybe branch out into 4. We'll see if we get crazy. Currently, at least I have one good mic, which helps me record the audiobooks and do my voiceover work and stuff, which a lot you have to record from home. So I have my own setup with a good microphone. But yeah, the one that I did with Bear, terrible microphone.
Oh,
Terrible. And the one I did with Mom, I listened to, and it's like the audio is so bad.
Oh.
So bad. Still releasing them, though.
Yeah, no, it's cool.
Still releasing.
I mean, they released with bad audio.
And depending on how I edit them up, it might already be released. So it's either coming, guys, or you've already seen it. So go check it out if that one's already out, and if it's not, it'll be coming soon-ish. I don't know. I don't know where this one's gonna go. I don't know what I'm doing, folks. I am doing this exactly how Bam does everything. I am making it up as I go along.
He doesn't know if this one's gonna make the cut.
Oh, this one's definitely going in.
Great.
Because you know how to bring up the room.
Oh, thanks. Nice. I like the way you circled it back to the beginning.
Thank you.
You're like a regular bearded Jay Leno.
And that's the show.
You're like a hairy Joe Rogan.
A very hairy Joe Rogan. And then thank you guys for joining us on Brown Overboard. Thanks for coming overboard with us.
You're like a less Scottish Ferguson. You're a younger Andy Rooney.
We're going to call that a night. Y'all guys have a good one. Stay safe. Respect the danger. Go push all the buttons. There are buttons around here somewhere.
And when life kicks you down, bite its toes. See you next time on Brown Overboard.
I think it was good.
I think it was passable.
It was fine.
Yeah.
It was fine.
I'll take your word for it. Just kidding. I thought it was good.